Okay, I'm live. Hello and welcome back to Stardew Valley. I tried to move with the arrow keys because I was playing Pokemon yesterday, and it does not use WASD. Welcome to Stardew. We are nearing the end of spring, which means I need to start thinking about the crops I'm going to grow. Did I leave my calculator open on my phone? No, I was calculating commissions, so I had to delete what I had before. So Penny's over in her little area back here. But no matter where you choose to spend your morning, you get an emerald. Let's see. You might want to kill skeletons, but mostly lamenting that I'm not going to get the pineapples done in time. But I've got a pretty good amount growing there. So if you actually read the YouTube or Twitch descriptions, you know that my main goal today is to start making more money. And the big money maker is always going to be Ginger Island. I mean, as the ancient fruit continues to grow in the greenhouse, that is certainly helpful. But if I want to be making millions, I need to utilize Ginger Island fully. And while a lot of that is going to be dependent on me getting the island obelisk, so that I can go there for free and at any time that I would like. That doesn't mean that I can't, you know, get more into it. So I see that my parsnips and garlic are done, but with it being just a couple days left in spring, I don't have any time to plant anything else down there, so uh, I'll harvest it on the last day of the season. Unfortunately, I don't have anything that I can put down that will keep the soil tilled uh, with the season change. So that's a bummer, but I think we have enough energy to take care of things. So I got an egg today, and I'm going to get a new ostrich hatched in the morning. So I have not sold the ostrich egg yet. It's right there, I believe, on the shipping page. I haven't sold a single starfruit. Wow. So I'm gonna sell this ostrich egg to get it in the uh shipping collection. Is my computer not plugged in again? I think it is, but it might have come loose. Yeah, that's a little loose. Let's fix that up. Make sure that it stays plugged in. Okay, I think we're good now. But that means I have to take a moment to resize a couple windows. I don't know why Caster Labs thinks that me plugging in my computer means I want it to take up the entire screen. But that's what happens. I do want it to be large enough so that I can read the chat when it comes in, but okay. Now I am going to look over all my crops to see if anything that regrows needs to be gotten. This will be my last honey harvest for the season. So I'll go ahead and harvest the blue jazz since I don't need it to stay there anymore. Basically everything's done, including the green beans. I'll harvest the green beans because, they regrow, but they won't regrow tomorrow, so. Actually, how close am I? Ooh. It might be a good idea to harvest some of these things. Because if I could get, farming mastery based on what I harvest, then I could harvest the rest of it so much faster on a later day. So let's at least harvest some things. We'll start with the rhubarb, see how much experience that gives me, and we'll go from there. Rhubarb is a desert crop, so it gives more experience than some others. Let's go ahead and harvest the kale too. That's pretty good experience. I think it's like 7 per kale. And I can already harvest that with a scythe. That puts me up to 28,615. The last mystic tree is not done uh, growing yet. So I still have that. I still have the tapper in my inventory. Always happy to get coal. If I ever say that I'm not happy to get coal, I'm lying. I think next best thing to harvest would probably be the flowers. They don't give a ton of farming experience, but I feel no gain to leaving them there. And they'll clutter up my inventory more than anything else. So that didn't even get up to that 29,000. That's even less experience than I thought. But keep saving flowers with the usual method of anything that is not higher quality. I think next best to harvest would be the potatoes. Still not even 29,000. Oh, let's just harvest everything at this point. I don't think I'm going to reach mastery, no matter what. I think in 1.6 you can't even plant crops down if they're not going to finish growing. So I don't think I could even like buy a bunch of parsnips because they're cheap and put them down just to hold the spot. I suppose if I really wanted, I could try and get like uh, fiber or like something else that grows in all seasons down and try to, and just pickaxe it on the first day of summer, but that does feel kind of like a bigger waste than even a crop that just wouldn't finish growing. It's That's not my spring chest. This is my spring chest. The only thing that it kind of makes sense to leave is the cauliflower for the potential of a large crop, except that I don't think with quality sprinklers there's any 3x3 spots, so I don't think I would get a giant cauliflower anyway. Hey, I got an extra cauliflower from one of the spots. I know I've checked the screen a lot, but I'm curious how close I actually got. 48. I am a 48 experience from having all masteries. That hurts a little bit, not gonna lie. There are already some uh, truffles in here. You can pick those up for 7 experience each. 14 if I had picked up 2 from any of them, but I did not. I could like literally do anything. Let's go kill a few skeletons. That will give me a chance of actually completing that quest and get the rest of the experience I need at the same time. And how many I kill today determines whether I use a monster musk tomorrow. I know that I can get 50 in a single day without uh, the musk. It's not unheard of to defeat 50 skeletons in a day if you have a good pickaxe and weapon. And I have the best pickaxe and almost the best weapon. I have a weapon that is more than capable of dealing with anything that could happen in the regular mines. I don't really care about getting more iron. Was I still looking for frozen geodes though? I think I was. So I should break at least a number of rocks. Working towards that. So I think slimes are better for frozen geode chances than rocks are. I say as I get 2 in a very short amount of time breaking rocks. If the price of being contradicted is that I get the frozen geodes I need, then all the better. I will accept that. I wasn't going to get ore, but when they throw this much in my face, yeah. There's no reason to not collect that much ore when it's presented to you. There's a diamond. Heard someone saying the other day that they don't feel like breaking the crystals is ever worth it to actually try and get anything, but that the sound of breaking them is worth it anyway. They like the tinkling sound when you break them. It's a quarry floor, which means I don't really care to go through it, but I'll look for a ladder anyway. Alright, so on the first group of the 10 floors, I got 23 more skeletons. There's less than 23 left. I'm certain I can finish it tomorrow. Just any more that I get today makes it a little bit easier. And the more free time I have tomorrow, the more time I have to go to the Master Cave. Though, where I should really go is the desert and get all the star fruit I want for summer. I'll have to be doing some math shortly. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, I have 320 plantable spaces on my farm currently. So I need to subtract what I'll want for things like flowers and other things that I'll be growing off to the side of those, and then divide by the remaining crops that I want to get. How good is the magic quiver I just picked up? 1.6 seconds, 16 to 21. It's not fantastic. I think the one I have at home is better. I don't need another dark sword. I already have a couple at home. Whether I leave... When I leave kind of depends on when I stop finding ladders. If I can find the ladders quickly and go down to where there might be more skeletons, then I don't want to leave. But if I get stuck on the floor, then no, I don't. Please keep giving me bone swords. I can always use small cash. I can't trash them for much, but I want the island obelisk today, so every little bit towards that 100,000 I still need matters. But it's midnight, I didn't find the ladder, there's no more skeletons on this floor. Oh, come on, one though? Even if it's midnight, I'm not leaving with one skeleton left to go on the quest. You can try and block me with a rock, but I'm doing it. There. 6,000 G, and the next time I go by the mayor's house, I can grab the prize ticket. But for now, let's get ourselves home. Close up the barn and coop. See if any other truffles were left behind for me. Looks like one. no, my inventory's full. Uh, get a few things out of my inventory. And then I can grab these. And get some truffle oil processing overnight. Meanwhile, come over to the mines chest. I got up to 5 frozen geodes. I think that's how many they were asking for. If only I could remember what the other item they want was. But I can check on my way down to claim mastery, so that's fine. Let me put more tea leaves in. And we should have made pretty good money that day too from all the crops we harvested. Yep, that's half what I needed. Let's make the moon mad. I'm going to have some trouble with Ukrainian. The word for month and the word for moon are almost exactly the same. I think it's like misets and misets. Misets and misets, I think. I have to. I just learned moon today, so haven't done my end of day review of new words yet. Typically, my learning pattern is lessons in the morning and then I do a review before bed. I don't think I watered that yesterday. That's okay. Hello, Penny. Just saw a songbird flying due west in Stardew Valley. That's a very good omen. If you say so. I've never seen that dialogue before. Let's put the iridium ore away and put the bombs inside so I don't accidentally blow anything up. Despite my insistence that I've never blown up my farm, I try to make sure that I don't end up in a situation where I could. And that means not carrying my bombs around with me at all times. I was looking at my row. So I said from the very beginning that I know what I name my ostriches every time. And the first one I name Espresso as a nod to Donkey Kong Country. The second one, while I know it's a polarizing show, shall we say, I did enjoy the run of The Big Bang Theory. And Sheldon Cooper's battle ostrich was named Glenn. I don't know if it's with one letter or two, but I type it with two. Far from my favorite show, but it was fine. Well, still watch reruns sometimes if there's nothing else on. Unfortunately, up until last week, Fuse still had episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but they don't anymore. I mean, I have all the DVDs anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Yes, I still own physical media. And honestly, the DVDs, in the case of Buffy, is a better experience anyway, because it was not shot in widescreen, but it streams in widescreen, and that makes you see things, cameras that you're not supposed to see. But the DVDs, unlike streaming, preserves the original aspect ratio, making it the definitive way to experience the show. 5, 6, 16 is what I'm going to count it as. So I should have brought Moon down here, but the 5 frozen geodes and 3 topaz. Yes, as I thought. The other thing he needs is something I already had. I just couldn't remember. I figured it was probably something else mining related, but I could have guessed any gem. I wasn't going to bring down 3 of each of them. Alright, so our final mastery is farming mastery. We get an iridium scythe, which can be used to harvest any crops, and it is almost guaranteed to collect hay when you chop grass. Actually, usually more than 1 hay from each piece of grass. A recipe for the Statue of Blessings, which gives you a unique blessing every day. And you can find the golden animal crackers, which permanently double a farm animal's produce except for pigs. Pigs are already broken enough as it is. They didn't want to do anything to make it even crazier. You get the iridium scythe immediately. Those light up, and it plays Grandpa's song, and you feel Grandpa's hand patting your shoulder. His hat is also there. I wish you could collect his hat and wear it, but no. So our golden scythe has been obsoleted by the iridium scythe, which is also more powerful if you want to use it as a weapon than the golden scythe, but so now harvesting crops takes like no time at all, which is nice. So I counted 16 things times 8. That's not the right. I counted 12 up, but that's 3 rows each, plus 4 more. Times 8 is 320, yes. So now the next thing I do when I'm trying to figure out a new month is I open up that season in on the Stardew Valley wiki. Really, just typing summer didn't bring up the wiki page. It's like that's a real thing that people sometimes search for. So, where I had the blue jazz and the tulips this season is where I'll put the poppy and the summer spangle today. 16 of each of those. So remove 32 from the total, leaving me with 288. I'm not going to plant wheat or sunflowers or corn in the main planting area. That will be the extra little supplemental area I had, along with summer squash. I will do only 9 hops like I did with the green beans, which leaves me at 279 for a remaining melon, radish, red cabbage, starfruit, blueberries, hot peppers, and tomatoes. That's 7. Sign language. So if I divide 279 by 7, that gives me 39.857142857. So if I do 39 of each, we're good. But I could do 40 of a crop or two. So I'm going to buy 40 starfruit. But to buy any starfruit, I need to take a trip over to the desert. So let's do that now. Pierre does not have the uh, shopping list yet, but just because Pierre's missing stock list allows you to buy crops of any season at any time, doesn't necessarily you want to buy them ahead of time. Yes, it can save you a bit of time on planting day, but buying crops out of season does cost extra. However, buying crops out of season from Sandy does not cost any more. So I will buy 40 starfruit seeds now. Never mind the fact that I'll be buying like 700 later. Possibly. I guess it depends on how much of my Ginger Island farm I want to be starfruit and how much I want to be ancient fruit. It went away. What I need to do is come to the desert on a Thursday. Still prioritize getting the island obelisk first. But once I have the island obelisk, come to the desert on a Thursday. She sells deluxe Speed-Gro for 80 each. Far, far less than Pierre sells it for. And I want that deluxe Speed-Gro to put all over the island farm. So let's put that away. I got some extra squash seeds. I am very much ready for that. I'll go ahead and retill these spaces and get rid of this grass. So what I'll probably do is I'll get like 8 wheat and 8 each wheat, sunflower, and corn, and then the remaining 8 spots will be for summer squash. Though I could, with the amount of summer squash I have coming in, I should expand that a little bit more. Because I have a lot of summer squash. So let's expand that an additional 3 down. I'm still facing up, even though I'm trying to face down. And I will need, of course, sprinklers to cover those spots. So let's get some more. I don't believe I have any sitting around. Though if I did, they'd probably be inside. I'm also going to take a look at the Statue of Blessings real quick, because I don't know if I can make it right now, but if I can, I want to. Why wouldn't I be sure if I can make it? Well, let's show you. Because it is a very reasonable fear. The blessings it gives you are massive, so it can't be easy to craft. It takes 999 stone, 999 fiber, 999 sap, and 333 moss. Well, we do have a full stack of fiber, a full stack of stone, a full stack of sap, and not a full stack of moss, but more than 333, so we can, in fact, make the Statue of Blessings. I love that it takes an entire stack of sap out of my storage, and I have more than enough stone. I wish it didn't take so much fiber, but if I had remembered to plant fiber to keep my layout at the end of winter, it wouldn't have mattered. But I remembered too late. I'll put it next to the statue of the Dwarf King. Uh, Today's blessing is a blessing of friendship. How we gain extra friendship from talking to people. Which by the time you're crafting that, if you unless you prefer to save your friendship to the end of this season, or until you've basically done everything else, which several people do. Not everyone pushes increasing friendships as much as I do early game. Well, the only person who's not already maxed is Leo, and it's not a guarantee that on the day I get the blessing of friendship, I'll actually go to the island. I'll head over in that direction to get and turn in prize tickets, but not to go to the island at 5 p.m. The blessing can change depending on whether it's raining. Some do not appear in the rain. He wants me to catch 5 anchovies. I will be doing some summer fishing to make sure I have all the summer fish I need for cooking recipes. 3 prize tickets. I get fairy dust, 5 triple shot espresso, and another houseplant. The number of plants you get is why I sometimes just stop paying attention to prize tickets, because I don't need 100 plants in my house. It's good that we're finishing a season, though. So, regardless of whether I want it, I did get another houseplant, and I'll find a place to put it. I'll put it down in that corner until and if I decide to put another crystallarium there. But I think 10 will probably be enough. Okay. I may or may not I probably won't, but I may wake up with nearly uh, 1 million G, but that is before buying seeds. It feels a bit sad to me to have 2 oil machines and not have a large surplus of truffles in my inventory. But that's one of the downsides of the forest farm. So to show you a normal playthrough with like the standard farm. But I wouldn't do Stardew Valley and then do Stardew Valley right away. I do have other plans. Other cozy games that I want to explore. At this point, I don't think I'm moving the greenhouse I think it's gonna stay there. Which means I want to expand my flooring out a little bit to make sure that it goes all the way there. And I think I'm also going to keep I'm also going to keep the shed there, so. I'll fill out the rest in time. That's good for now. At least gets me the walking path all the way across. I'm not putting path here because I still want these planting spaces, and so I probably won't be changing that until I replace the quality sprinklers with iridium. Alright, this is 10 p.m. I did have another massive GMO cart run on the Switch. Cycled the game again. Okay, we made a little bit of money. Nowhere near enough, but it's enough to buy seeds. I can buy my seeds. And that's the most important thing. We are done with tea until the end of this season. Summer may be searing hot, but the humidity feels great on the skin. What is wrong with you, Penny? Now, maybe this is speaking as someone who grew up in and still lives in Illinois, but I do not want to feel the humidity on my skin. There is dry heat and there is wet heat, and I am not entirely a fan of the wet heat. I almost want to divorce her for that comment. It doesn't really matter which one I pick. I'm not going to any mines today anyway. I got the Blessing of Energy, which means today I have infinite energy. Gosh, wouldn't that be nice to have in real life? Infinite energy until you're ready to go to bed. That would change a whole lot of things. I do not have infinite energy. Not today, not ever. But I stream anyway. Okay, so I do have the key to the town, but I don't know if Pierre would even be at the counter, so let's first focus on clearing some debris. I should also be getting the golden scythe out of my inventory since I don't need it anymore. At least those spots stayed since it was a regrowable crop. Okay, first things first, to get the spots tilled. Oh, I didn't notice that. That's horrible. It's uneven. Why is it uneven? Did I mess up somewhere? No, it's uneven the whole way. I guess it just wasn't as glaringly painful to me when I didn't have so many. I can't have it one space higher because I lose a space with the current placement of the fish pond. And I've already spent so much time tilling this morning, I don't really want to fix it right now. Okay, I do want to fix it, but I've reset days for pettier reasons, but not while I'm live. I've been in year 4 and accidentally pickaxed a single parsnip and decided to restart the day. Which I think is... When asked on Reddit, on the Stardew Valley subreddit what the pettiest reason was you restarted the day, that's what I chose. Sure, if it's your first parsnip harvest of the game and you accidentally pickaxe one, by all means restart the day. If it's year 4, you don't need a parsnip anymore. Okay, at this point I have no mystic syrup yet, nor do I have even all of the trees tapped. There's no reason to wait for it to be uniform. Get some mystic syrup. I'll sell the first mystic syrup though. Okay, let's get our crops. If I'm not entirely mistaken, poppy honey sells for more than summer spangle honey. I'm going to get 16 of each flower anyway, but that does determine where I plant each. So let's get the 16 poppy seeds, 16 spangle seeds. We're doing just 8 hops. I think I said 9 actually when I was doing my calculations. Which would mean everything is wrong. Well, I'll buy 40 of each in light of that mistake, but I'll plant 39 of each and see if it seems to matter. It still wouldn't be... Adding one additional spot would not necessarily make it so that I could have 40 of each anyway. 40 blueberry seeds, 40 pepper seeds. I don't mind having extras anyway, though. It just means that the next time I'm coming to get plants, I will forget that I have an extra of each and come by more anyway. Yeah, Pierre sells the Lux Speed-Gro for 150 each, which is just too much. Alright, so now that I have the seeds, I will come and start planting them. Having them in the ground is next most important, and then any additional time I have will be spent watering them. And accepting that my animals may not be happy. Let me confirm the flower honey because I get paranoid that I'm doing things all wrong. And as my theme for today is money, I should make sure that I'm getting the proper, that I'm getting the most I can. So, flower honey. The summer spangle honey sells for 280, or 392 with artisan. The poppy sells for 532. Sunflowers can also make flower honey, but it's cheaper than either of the other summer flowers. So yes, I want to put the poppies closest to the uh, bee houses. And then I'll put the summer spangle up here. If I wasn't already max friends with Jody, I'd be very happy to have those. I will plant the hops in my designated trellis corner. Make sure I get in the right spot. And now, I don't like this. I shouldn't have bought 40 of each. It means I want to get this stuff out of my inventory real quick. Because I want to move the one off of each of those. So I'm planting 39 instead of 40. Alright, let's get to work though. Planting melons. And then I'll do radish. I know what's about to happen, so I'm going to prevent it. I'll put the corn first. Then I'll do the sunflowers. Then I'll do the wheat. And I'll do my first two sections of summer squash now. Okay. Let's continue planting radishes then. Now that I know I'm not going to accidentally plant them too far over. Next I will do red cabbage. And then I guess I'll do the blueberries next. And then I'll come over to the tomatoes. And I'll plant the rest of the of those I'm gonna plant. And then hot peppers. And then starfruit. We still have some spots open, but that's okay. Actually, I'll make some more summer squash. I'll actually probably just trash the extra seeds. Okay. Now it's 7 p.m. Let's see how much of this we can get watered. Once all this stuff is watered, it would probably behoove me to get the iridium watering can uh, on the coming days. The starfruit is the one that takes the longest to grow. It's the only thing that I would need to water on the first day to get 2 harvests of. But if I make sure that even the melons get watered on the first day, then the impact is that I have enough time to harvest it twice and then put wheat on those spots and have it already tilled and watered for the first day of fall. Just have to scythe away the grown wheat. Let's get my side crops finished. So let's come around and get the melons next. I'll go ahead and refill now so I don't have to do it again. Alright, I should be fine for watering. Obviously, my time frame to pet my animals ended some time ago, but I should still have time to go and get what they produced. And thank goodness for auto feeders. I don't have any auto petters as of yet. And in a game where you go the community center route, you may never have auto petters, but I watered all of my spaces. All of my crops are good to go. Yeah, as I said, I'm just gonna sell those extra seeds. Not summer squash, those I collect. But the ones I bought. Because I'm not gonna remember I had them anyway. So they'll do me no good sitting in the chest. Okay. Come collect the... I would also like to change these animals' names. I'm still hoping that someone will give me a either names outright or a uh, suggested naming scheme. So I won't have extra eggs tomorrow. And I won't have extra milk tomorrow. How can I turn it into cheese today, though? Alright, all the animals got taken care of, all the crops got planted and watered. We had a strong day. There's one open tilled soil, and I know exactly where that is. It's right here. There's a forage item somewhere, but it doesn't really matter. All that not letting my animals out today really means is that there will be more grass for them tomorrow. And we did all that and didn't spend any energy, except for the watering the coffee plant in the morning. Alright, but we still made money. Mystic syrup sells for 1,000 each. Got some processed roe, some sturgeon roe, and crab pot fish, and animal products. Which means we basically made back what we spent on seeds already. We are about 30,000 away from what I'm looking for. And I should go into the greenhouse today, no matter what, to try and get the uh, fruit tree fruit. In summer, the ants become very active. I could watch them for hours. They have a pretty complex civilization from the looks of it. Yeah, but I still mix up apple cider vinegar uh, and water to keep them out. It repels them pretty effectively. Also, just keeping things clean repels them pretty effectively, but who wants to clean? Today, we got infinite energy again. Kinda wish the farming computer told me if the fruit trees are ready, but that's probably something I should just know anyway without needing to check the farm computer. Alright, strike those lightning rods, but don't strike anything else, please. Alright, my animals might be sad that I didn't pet them yesterday, but one day of petting will not make them feel too neglected. Their mood might be a little lower the next day, but if your hearts are high enough, then you'll still get good items out of it. Got a baby ostrich and the mama ostrich. Could share a horrifying thought about animal products in Stardew Valley, but I don't want to. I don't want to. Try not to think about it too much. I've had the frozen geodes for a few days now, and I haven't actually been down to complete the raccoon quest. So let's do that first today. The last mystic tree is finished growing, which means I can put a tapper on it. Just complete the raccoon quest right away. A gift for the missus, he says. And we get the jungle tank, which is... I can put fish in there. And she can offer you an additional one for 5 broken glasses if you like the look of the jungle things and want more in your house. My thing for today is I'm going to go over to my fish chest and see what I have and do not have of fish that can be caught in the summer, as it pertains to cooking. Almost knocked over a drink. But I have some level of reflexes and got it. Now, where has Reddit moved my saved things to now? Okay. So fish. Tuna can be caught starting in summer, but I have tuna. Flounder could already be caught in spring. Sunfish could be caught in spring. Tuna is the only one I had to worry about. I wouldn't be able to catch it again until winter. But I have multiple tuna, as a matter of fact. And I took care of all the fish that are all last season. Oh, rainbow trout. Do I have a rainbow trout? I overlooked that. And actually, that was a problem in my last playthrough, too. I forgot about rainbow trout. I'm not seeing a rainbow... Oh, I have 11 rainbow trout. Never mind. And I made sure I had all of the all-season fish last season. Let me see if I actually have the other ones. I have midnight carp, which is fall and winter. Sea cucumber is fall and winter, and I have one of those. And I have the periwinkle that I need. I have snails. I have shrimp. I have mussels. I have crabs. I have Do I have crayfish? I have a crayfish. Got clams and lobsters and all the algae. So I have every fish and crab pot item I need to make all the cooked dishes. As a matter of fact, I can almost complete all of the cooking. Almost. I think I should start working on that, maybe. There are a couple things I want to check before I do something like that, though. One is to see if I have Key's Hungry Challenge, because, if I'm going to be cooking, half the game's recipes, it would be nice to, work on the quest at the same time. I did not grab a duck feather for Leo, and I was going to go to the island, but I'll go to the island anyway. Speaking of rainbow trout, I don't want to do either of those. I don't want to catch specific fish, and I don't want to give up my eggs to Gus. So... Stop talking so I can go through the door. Alright. Leo's already over here. So at least talk to him. If I brought a duck feather, that would probably have taken him up to 6. That's rough. We're just checking in on our pineapples. It's a new season. We got lots of fiber out here. I know that artifact shows are not too important right now because of what will get me the dwarf helmet. We're definitely going to finish the museum today. That is certain. going to turn enough, not break enough geodes to do that. Alright, let's see what... Uh, hidden key beans, that's a full season, but key beans are not easy to find or grow. 500 of them. Not being able to eat or drink anything in the skull cavern is kind of rough, but I can just staircase down, and then once you reach floor 100, you can eat. We're only missing the banana walnuts at this point. I said I was going to use what I got on Pierre's missing stock list. I do remember saying that. And then I will probably get the horse flute. I always get pressure nozzles, but I think I'll focus on the remaining recipes first, and then I'll worry about things like the horse flute, deconstructors, and pressure nozzles. But I don't really want to finish fully laying out my Ginger Island farm until I have the pressure nozzles, as they'll expand the range of my sprinklers. So I will sell the quality pineapples, and the remainder will go into a seed maker. While I'm here, I have not finished the Magma Sprite Slayer goal as of yet. So let's see if we can get at least a few of those knocked out. Certainly feel like the fairy box is quite a boon in the volcano. Especially when I'm having fireballs shot at me. And of course, coming through here, I might get more pineapple seeds too. I know I'm still a ways away from finishing the magma sprites, but every one I take out is one less I have to take out later. I almost moved Pierre's stock list because I thought for a second it was journal scrap. I wouldn't have trashed it, but I would have. Oh, it's a cave carrot. Maybe there was something that I didn't pick up over here, and I wasn't sure what it was, but... I'll be taking this iridium ore if you don't mind, Magma Sprite. Thanks, Sarah Peach. I don't see significant reasons why I shouldn't be able to get to level 5 and take the shortcut out and make it home in time. I don't think I can make it all the way before 10. But that's not really what I'm trying to do anyway. I can't go anywhere over that direction. I thought I picked up the cinder shards. No, I can't get over that way either. What is this layout? How do I get through here? Do I come over here? Is this the way? It gets me up here, but I still can't get to the... Wait, maybe I can. There might be a path through here. Yes, there is, but there's still a switch somewhere that I have to hit to actually open this gate. Guess that's over here. That was a new layout. No, there's another switch somewhere. I'm not done yet. I said I wasn't sure what was going to keep me from reaching floor 5 today. Turns out the answer is probably this extremely convoluted layout that I've never seen before, and I don't know how to get over to that other switch. I think I have to go all the way around to even get down there again. No, I can breathe these rocks. Disgusting volcano. Absolutely disgusting. That layout should be removed in 1.7. Actually, that should be a, like, hotfix patch. Get rid of it now. Okay, so it's 11 and I already know that I've spent a lot of time here. But I see the way out, so I'm going to... I can't reach you. I would have seen the dragon tooth for a moment if he had dropped one. And I was prepared to take anything out of my inventory to get it. Alright, we're here. I don't care what's in the gadgets. Just get back to the... get back home. Put that lone pineapple seed down on my way by. My inventory is absolutely stuffed again. I mean, there was an open spot, but... Alright, I don't have to close the doors because it was raining today. They're already closed. Nice to have one less thing to worry about. Got some ore and some other things that belong in here. I don't have enough regular geodes to get the dwarven helmet, but I can use omnis to get up to the number that I need to open. So it's all still okay. I will put those away, and uh, because I had the infinite energy today, I'm not worried about losing energy if I'm like not in bed until 1:50 or whatever. So I'll go ahead and start seed makering these pineapples. So I don't need to have all the seeds in my inventory, but I want the pineapples out of my inventory before I go to sleep. And I can grab the remaining seeds in the morning. Let's put, still have tea leaves to put in there. Missing a word there, bot. I kind of had lunch today. I had grapes, which is, most people would say is not a proper lunch, but it's at least something as opposed to nothing. Sometimes I have absolutely nothing in the day before I stream. Don't really care. And got the Blessing of Waters. The first 3 fish I catch today would be much easier to catch. That looks dead to me. It's not It's not the post you would see all over the internet. Why are my crops dead? It's a seasonal seed. That's just how they look while they're growing. No, that is dead. If you think a crop may be dead, but you're not sure, try the scythe. If it stays there, it's still growing. If it goes away, then it was dead. Let's get our cheese. I'll go ahead and put the sturgeon roe in there as well. So, uh, our key quest is not the cooking one, which means I want to wait a little bit longer to start cooking. But, no, I'm not going to buy the ingredients that you have to get from Pierre today either, because I am so very close to 1 million G that I don't want to spend any money right now, if I can avoid it. I want to make money. and make money we shall. So the greenhouse crops aren't ready yet, but I am darn sure that the fruit trees are. The banana and mango trees, the second of each of them, appear to have just finished growing. So they only had 2 each on them. But I will sell everything that is not a banana, because I still need the bananas for other things. I'll need some fruit tree fruit for cooking, but I get 2 of each every single day, so I'm not terribly concerned. We are up to 7 bananas now. I need 10 for the obelisk and 1 for a monkey. That will say, oh, banana. No, they won't, but I love Donkey Kong 64. Remember going on the game FAQs with interest in printing out the walkthrough, but it was 200 pages because there's so much to collect in that game. So I did not. Eventually I just ended up finding everything on my own. And I did. Found everything in the game. I have 5 beans. I assume I got some that I didn't even notice I got while in the mines. Regular mines. Okay. So I'm going to take my omnis and my regular geodes. I'm going to open up 16 omni geodes, and then I'm going to start opening regular geodes. I'm pretty sure it's number 20, the 20th geode, that's the dwarfish helm, but I'm going to give myself a couple geodes leeway either way in case my brain broke. However, he wants a hot pepper. I probably do have one. I was going to give Pierre his stock list on the way over there, but he's at the island. And I didn't have any other plans to go to the island today. And I'm not going to pay 1,000 G to go to the island, so I can give him his stock list now instead of in a bit. So I do have to spend a little bit of money to open geos, but that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, let's do a 17th. 17. Now, regular geodes. Coal, iron ore, celestine, dwarvish helm, coal, and copper ore. So come over to the museum. I have a spot open specifically for this dwarvish helm. Put it in. A complete collection achievement and a star drop. Last star drop, and my the taste reminds me of you, chat. So that is every star drop, which is another 10% towards perfection. Let's do another thing that's going to get me significantly closer. The full shipment collection, the shipping list, goes bit by bit as you progress. But there are some things on that list that you may not realize are even on the list. I could have sold any of that to Clint, but I didn't care to. So let's start doing some of those things that you just may not think to sell. So coming into the shipping collection, starfruit I currently have growing. These are the various bars and refined quartz. I have not sold any metal bars or refined quartz. So let's take out one of each of those things and put them in the bin. Coming down from there, we haven't sold any pickles or any jelly, which is quite interesting to me. Let's get a cauliflower and a melon, just because those are kind of the common choices, and I'll do some fairy dust so I don't have to worry about this interfering with any plans I have regarding row. So let's get a pickle, and let's get a jelly, and sell both of those as well. Moving on from those, these are the individual types of ore and coal. So a copper ore, a gold ore, iridium, iron, and coal. One of each of those in the shipping collection. Moving on to page 2, we have wood and a nautilus shell. I have not sold any of my nautilus shells, and I have not sold a piece of wood. I did sell a piece of stone at some point. I don't know whether I actually intended to, or it was an accident, but apparently I've already shipped a piece of coal. That is a... I haven't shipped a sweet pea apparently, and that is... Oh gosh, what is that? There's a couple things that could be. I think I need to check that one. Fortunately, there's a page for that. Full shipment. That's a strawberry. I don't have strawberries right now. That's okay. The next item on there was sweet pea. So pull one of those out. In fact, I'll pull out all the regular quality ones and get rid of them. There was also a hazelnut on there. Apparently, I did not see fit to sell any hazelnuts as of yet. Kent's a nice guy, but I don't need to keep every hazelnut to cook for him. There is mead there. That is because I have not put honey in a keg yet. I have plenty of room in these kegs right now. Mead takes 9.5 hours. That also reminds me that the honey is done today. And if I collect it, now while it's ready, it will be ready again before the poppies are done growing, so no reason to leave it there. poppies were going to be done like tomorrow, I'd leave it. Excuse me. Okay. So that's mead. That's got going. That's bug meat. And the 3 tapper things. The maple syrup, oak resin, and pine tar. Also grab a bug meat out of here. Sell all 3 of those. Not going to complete it today, but I'll get closer. Batwing, solar, and void essence. Years of watching Pokemon and playing Who's That Pokemon has helped me with identifying shapes. That is a battery pack and a squid ink. I have plenty of squid ink in here, more than I will need for cooking. And I have plans for my battery packs, but I can spare 1 to get closer to perfection. Cinder shard, radioactive ore, radioactive bar, and moss. Well, I can definitely get a cinder shard and a moss. Those are no problem whatsoever to grab and sell. I will sell 1 radioactive ore, and then I will put 4 back away, and I will get somewhere between 10 and 12 radioactive bars. And then I'll be ready to sell those. So what we will still be missing after today is starfruit, currently growing. Strawberry, which may take some time. I won't have the radioactive bar won't be ready by the end of the day, but the mead will be. Sorry. Throat is feeling a little scratchy currently. Yeah, take a break after this day and rest a little. Maybe make some tea. So that crop is dead. It's corn there. While Pierre's not at the shop, I can still buy things while he's not there. I could get additional corn and get it grown in time. Have I crafted regular Speed-Gro? I wonder. At any point. I have not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the 1 corn seed. Not hops. A corn seed. And rather than buying a Speed-Gro to catch it up, I will use 1 pine tar and 5 moss to make some Speed-Gro and put that on it. Eventually I'm going to have to craft the Speed-Gro anyway for the full crafting achievement. So why not go ahead and craft some now and save myself a headache of watching things not grow at the proper time. So I'll put the Speed-Gro down, and then the corn, and now it will be in 12 days just like the rest of the corn. Speed-Gro, as far as it relates to regrowable crops, it makes the first harvest come faster, but it has no impact on additional harvests. I did have some Speed-Gro. I could have used that, but I wanted to craft some. Alright, so now my corn is all evened out. It feels better. I want to upgrade my tools to iridium as well, but again, there are more pressing matters. While I'm thinking about it, let's get this golden scythe out of my inventory as well. Does not need to be taking up a slot. My slots are far too valuable for you, golden scythe. I say as I grab a green tea that I'm probably not going to end up using. I want to be around when Pierre comes back from the island. Uh, while I have my brain kind of in that area, let me check if I have a hot pepper chilling in my chest. I do, more than I need. If I can find Harvey, I can give him that as well. Honestly, I think the key to the town is more useful with Harvey than it is with anyone else, because, you know, closes at 3 and then sits around. Dude, your muscles are absurd if you can stay like that at all times. He's like standing like can't even do it without support. How is he doing that? Swole doctor. I know he's just not in this spot he's supposed to be. You're not. Abigail's the heart event. Okay. Apparently I never saw that one. See this? It's called a spirit board or a Ouija board. Have you ever used one? No. There are enough spirits around here. I don't need to summon any more. Put your hands on the planchette with me. Now the spirits will guide us toward a... Look! It's moving. The first letter is I. Next is heart. Wow, look at it go. It's spelling out P-A-T. Gasp! Oops, I accidentally knocked over the board. It's just a silly game. It doesn't mean anything. Have something to do. You'll have to go. Sorry. Yes, I'm a married man. I shouldn't be in your room after dark. Though surely you wouldn't say that you enjoy the uh, humidity. Now that church is gone, I feel a responsibility to keep the shop open 7 days a week. People need groceries. Don't I know it? Oh wow, it's my old stock list. I've been searching everywhere for this thing. Let me see. Yep, it's all still here. With these order codes, I can expand my stock to include seeds from all seasons, year-round. Thanks so much for bringing this back to me. But now that he's back home, the box that was there is gone. So I can't see the effect immediately. I also don't know if it takes effect immediately. It might happen the next day. I've never bothered to check because, I usually don't need out of uh, season seeds immediately. I do not have, do I have fairy seeds? I have fairy seeds? I sure do. And I have the recipe for deluxe retaining soil? I do. Stone fiber and clay. I'm gonna make 40 of those. I need to start putting some of my other money making schemes into play. The one I'll be doing with the deluxe retaining soil and fairy seeds is a little bit outdated. There was a change in 1.6 that makes my method probably not the most effective, but it's still lucrative, so I'll be doing it anyway. Which means I'll probably be taking a trip to the island tomorrow. I should probably eat something besides the grapes I had because I'm pretty sure that's a hunger rumble. So I'll take a break, bake some tea, have a little bit of a snack, and then I'll be back with you, hopefully not too much time. I take my time making tea though. I don't feel the point of making tea if you're not going to do it right. So we'll see how much money we made. I also want to show you the impact of all of that on my shipping list. It wasn't enough to get full shipment, of course, but only thing missing on this page is the starfruit. Only missing on this page is the strawberry and the mead that is over in that corner. And on the last page, it is just the radioactive bar that was smelting last night. Alright, I will take my break. Let me be back with you as soon as I can. Now I'm not asleep, that's just the screen I put up when I'm on a break. But I am back now. It's just a picture I happened to take at some point and decided I thought would make a humorous break screen. Alright, so I'm back. I had banana. I made some green tea. I'll be adding honey in a little bit, but I need to let it cool for a bit, otherwise it destroys the nutrients. Alright, so I was looking around for a snack and like, all this will ruin my appetite for dinner. But then I realized that the answer is something that I've been looking at all day in the game: bananas. I usually try to have at least a few of those in the house because everyone loves them. Abigail shows up the next day. Uh, she's embarrassed about what happened. We will not talk about it ever again because my wife is inside. Get off my porch. Alright. Don't really care what I grab. Blessing of Waters again. I got 11 radioactive bars, so I did get a bonus on one of them. So I will sell one of those radioactive bars and stash the rest. for upcoming crafting recipes. And let's get our animals taken care of real quick. I think I will go ahead and go back to the island today. Oh wait, hang on. Maybe. Maybe I'll go to the island, we'll see. I need to check my greenhouse. I kind of want to go to the island today, but if I don't today, then I should have the bananas tomorrow to craft the obelisk. And I can still get there only a day later and save myself some money. You may think that the island obelisk saving me $1,000 each, or 1,000 G each trip is not really worth it, but I will be going to the island so much that it will actually literally save me money in the long term. Like, I will probably go to the island more than the, no, 1,000 times it would take to make up the difference between 1,000 and 1,000,000. So the corn is growing back up. Nothing else is done growing. Nothing grows quite that fast. And the only thing that would be done would be carrots in the spring. So we're going to start saving some of this mystic syrup because I need it for the bluegrass starter recipe. I need it for the treasure totem recipe. And I think I need it for something else as well. Are the crops in the greenhouse done? They are not. There are 2 bananas on the trees, which I think would take me to 9 bananas, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check the chest. Yes, it would take me to 9, so I would still be 1 short of the obelisk. If I wait until tomorrow, I get 2 more, which would take me to 11, which would give me the obelisk and the... Oh, screw all that noise. I'm going today. I'll take my one of my island warp totems. Just go now. Take one of the bananas with me. I'm not going to worry about the ancient fruit yet. Grab a duck feather before I warp off. Ideally. And away we go. Take me right to that spot. So come in here. And on the left hand side, just before Leo's hut, there's a little altar. Put a banana there. Oh, banana. And 3 walnuts. That is all 130 golden walnuts. And here's Leo. He is now at 6 hearts after just talking to him. I'll give him the gift as well, though. I bothered to bring it out here to him. And now we get this cutscene. Let me make sure that I'm still live on YouTube. Sure am. Wait. You IM Street is messing with me again. Is anyone really surprised that Linus speaks parrot? Hello, Leo. My name's Linus. I've heard all about you and your parrot family. It's really something special. Aye, lad. Linus lives on the mainland with the rest of us. After hearing your story, I wanted to help, so I talked to Linus here and hatched the little plan. Go on, Linus. Tell him. Leo, I'd like you to come back with us to Stardew Valley. It's a beautiful place. Not as warm as here, but still full of life. And I live right in the middle of it. I know the lay of the land, and many things about the waters, the trees, the animals, and more. You see, I'm a child of nature too. You might say we're birds of a feather. But I'm getting old, and I'd like to teach someone all that I've learned before moving on. Leo, will you come back with us? Leave the island? I can take you back for a visit any time. But lad, you can't live here forever. You know, there are other children back home too. I'm sure they'd love to meet you. Uh, Other kids? What do you think, Patrick? It's up to Leo, of course. I, I'll go. Great. But my family. Barrett's for listening. She says, she says the parrots are all happy for me, and that they want me to start the next chapter of life, wherever it may lead. And no matter what happens, they'll always be my family. Forever. Goodbye. I'm ready. A new arrival to the valley. It seems our little town is growing. So Leo will still come back to the island uh, from time to time, but you can also find him in the town now. So if you're just trying to get his friendship up, you don't have to worry about coming out here all the time. There are still plenty of reasons to come out to now the island anyway, but friendship with Leo, continuing to increase friendship with Leo, is not one of them. We are very close to having enough pineapples that the next time the pineapple quest comes up, I might actually be able to do it. More pineapples will be ready tomorrow, but starting tomorrow, I don't have to worry about the island. So, my money-making scheme. In 1.6, it was changed so that uh, you can get flower honey in a bee house if the uh, if the flower is grown in a flower pot, which completely changed this idea and made it obsolete. But I started playing Stardew Valley when it released, and until recently, this was the way you had to do it. So there are spots on the island, including spots not in the main farm part, where you can grow things, such as flowers. So I have an image here on my phone that has a layout that allows you to get using flower honey about 400,000 G every 4 days. So one of those spots where you can grow flower is you can actually till in the middle of that. There was a golden walnut there before. You can put a flower there, put deluxe retaining soil. That's why I got extra, so that if I did something like that, I could fix it. And water that spot. Now there are several spots over here that you can till. Uh, the one I want is this top left corner here. Then come across the bridge into the slime area. And we can take out tiger slimes quickly enough, but if you want to do this one a lot, it may be a good idea to either wear your slime charmer rig regularly or put it in a chest nearby so that you can grab it when you're doing this. Or use a Junimo chest, keep one near like a slime hutch on your farm and keep the other one somewhere on the island and be able to access it no matter which one you're doing. That is another option. I will delete that bot real quick. Okay. So this spot over here, it used to be a lot easier to get to albums on my phone, but they changed it. Okay. The spot here, there was a golden walnut in the middle of this circle. I did a deluxe retaining soil so I can just set it and forget it until it's ready. And those three alone would get me a fair bit of money. Once they're finished growing and give me, and I get enough bee houses out here to actually start doing anything with them. But there's a lot more spots. And I don't think I'll get everyone down today, but I'll see what I can do. So, basically, if you see an area where there's only one spot, you can be pretty sure that this strategy has a flower there. Also, in big areas like this one, you'll typically check the corners of it. The furthest outside you can of that area will have them. There is a fair bit of overlap as far as where these go. But it does work out. I'm going to do the ones around the water, which is right here, right there, directly up from the middle of that bush, at this corner, and then there, and those are the ones around the water that work. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and put the flux retaining soil down on all of those and water them. Typically, I wouldn't do this until after doing whatever Caroline's special request is going to be, because this limits the amount of ginger I can find because I'm planting, no, fairy rows where ginger sometimes grows. But uh, I'm basically set that the way I'm going to complete it is with, at this point, I'll be completing it with, more than likely, with pineapples. Some of the fairy rows may also affect where taro could grow, but yeah, it's not uh, because I haven't filled up the rest of the island yet. That's not something I need to worry about either. So the two corners of this patch also have them. And then the solo spot over here. A lot of those are already tilled because I recently got ginger from them. Okay, as far as most of the rest of them go, they're a little bit trickier. But we'll do our best. So we have a patch up here. So find the top left spot and the furthest to the right. They're only a couple spaces apart, but this graphic has not steered me wrong through many playthroughs, so I'm okay with that. And there's another single spot down here, which also has one. And then the rest are the ones that kind of affect tower growing a little bit. Sorry, there's one more solo spot behind here. Now the rest kind of affect. And if I forgot to water one, it's not too big of a deal. I'm not going to have enough bee houses to cover all this area for quite some time, and yeah. Okay. Haven't used this honey in a while, so I gotta give it a little bit more firm squeeze to get any out. Okay. Put in a cool dark spot. My tea should be ready to drink now. Just make sure that's nice and stirred in. Okay. Remember to drink tea with my left hand because I can't get close enough to my face when there's... Okay, the remaining ones are the ones that affect tower growing space. So there's one here. If I forgot to water them because of the deluxe retaining soil, a single rain day will handle it. The furthest spot out here. And then the furthest spot that I can get straight down from there, which is right. In the image it's actually different, but it was changed. You can't actually get that spot anymore. So I just do one up from there. Then from where that one is, one spot to the left, the topmost spot I can get there is right here. And then from that one straight down to the furthest spot I can get, which is right here. There are 2 more in this image. One is right here. And then the furthest down spot I can get, which is right here. And if I'm not mistaken, let's see, I think that's about right. Except that there's a spot behind that tree, I believe. I can't see. No, I did plant there. Spot behind the tree that you can't see in the image. Guess I'm wondering if there's a spot there. No. That's all good. 3 on that side, 3 on that side. 1. I'm missing 1. I can till there. 3 on each side of that tree around the water. Okay, I think we're good now. So those fairy rose will take 12 days to grow, but when they are done growing, I can have bee houses out here getting fairy rose honey year round rather than only in fall. That's 932 each. The total number of bee houses that this image provides makes that somewhere around 400,000 every 4 days that bee houses produce. It is quite useful. The remainder of that deluxe retaining soil will be used once I get my dining room put out and I rearrange things for my final coffee layout. Where I have the 1 coffee plant now is not how I like it. I like to have 8 coffee plants with deluxe retaining soil on them. Actually, I could probably make it 9 thanks to the iridium scythe. But, yeah. Okay, got those closed up. Let's get some more truffle oil processing. The greenhouse will be ready, or the shed is ready to collect things. But do I want to yet? Because I think that means the greenhouse and the shed are on the same. So the day after you get Leo to agree to move here, the parrots show up and make him a little tree house up near Linus's tent. So he learns about the land from Linus and learns the same thing the other children's learn. He's added to the class sessions that Penny teaches. She has to go into town today. Have an emerald. I will water that and then refill. So it feels like I'm being clever. So starfruit and strawberries all now. Robin sent me wood. Thank you. I always appreciate additional wood. And Blessing of Waters again. I would like to see one of the other ones. There are quite a few I can choose. By the way, Key's Hungry Challenge is not as bad if you have like all the star drops and uh, a fairy box. Star drops means you're probably not going to run out of energy, and the fairy box will keep you healed. So, also you probably have rings that can give you health and energy back when you slay monsters by this point. Two of these are ready today. At some point, a wood path was broken by something or other. Hope that was the right spot. Wheat is done today already. I'm fine getting wheat. It gives me a little bit of backup hay as well. Yes, the greenhouse is ready today. Which means I'm actually going to delay picking up the stuff from the shed, because I want to not have those happen on the same day. And so I will let these bee houses get honey a couple times here. But then once the fairy rose is done growing, I'll move them to the island and make more. Looking for the 116 in the corner that tells me I got all the ancient fruit. And as crazy as it is, I'm going to try and get those in the seed maker to help me out on the island. I expect to do quite a bit of uh, other things on the island as well, other crops, but it's mostly going to be about the ancient fruit. But I'm not going to have enough ancient fruit to cover all of the spaces right away, so start with uh, I'll mostly I'll leave the pineapples until I get a quest to grow them, to ship and sell them. And then uh, I'll have as much of the farm covered with ancient fruit as I can, and while I'm waiting for additional ancient fruit to grow, I will be planting star fruit. Saw some horse slander on Reddit. Uh, they hate having to get off. That the horse isn't useful because you have to keep hopping off to grab things. I don't think it's that big a deal. So we are getting our first obelisk today. This will warp me to Ginger Island immediately. I usually put them over here. Let's see, one there, one there, one there, so one here. I count those spaces out so I can put them in a line. Which means it is now time for me to craft the mini obelisk so that I can warp from basically my door to the obelisks. It's essentially how I use the mini obelisk on my farm.
wherever near my front door and wherever I put the obelisks. Unless I put them very near the front door, in which case I'll find another use for obelisk. But I need hardwood, solar essence, and gold bars. I have to make 2, otherwise they are worthless. I'll put 1 right there. And I'll walk all the way over here. Place the other one down. I'll put it like right here for now. So now if I want to go to the island basically right away at the beginning of the day, I could walk out, grab the obelisk, and go. Now, usually I would be checking on my animals and such first, but I have the option. I want to check how many staircases I have right now. See if I can staircase to floor 100 before trading in jade. I have 6, so now that is not something I can do. I have 12 more stone walkway floors stored in here. Let's use those to finish out the things over here. I'll set them there and move them when I can. I'll trim that back a little bit. I've only got 35 pieces of hay inside in my silos right now. Which is concerning because I don't have like a big patch of grass I can cut right now. I'm gonna buy more wheat. I didn't do that. Alright. Made it in plenty of time. Of course, now I have to scroll all the way through everything. Wait a second. Wheat is on the list twice, and in one of them it's 15 and the other is 10. Because it has in-season wheat and out-of-season wheat. That's an odd one. Alright. Continue that. Wheat planted. I feel like I should just go ahead and go to Marnie's today. Just don't cut where it's under the fence. Okay. It gave me a little bit, but still not enough for me to feel like I'm not in danger of running out. I really do need to look at one of my other forest farms and figure out what I did with animals because this just doesn't feel right. Let's buy 400. Hay is not terribly expensive, and keeping your animals fed so you can get animal products is still worth it. One piece of hay is equivalent to the sell price of one base quality regular size egg without any professions, and that is the cheapest animal product you can possibly have. So, hay, you always get more from the animal than the price of a piece of hay. So it is worth, if you're running out of hay, it is still okay to buy it. Maybe I should change my break screen if it makes people think I'm actually asleep. But it is a still image. I haven't taken care of my animals today. Oh, it's probably too late to pet them again. This is becoming a consistent problem on this in this stream that I forget to take care of my animals. It's not something that normally happens. Usually I remember. Again, as long as they're fed, it's not too big of a deal, but at the very least, I have a couple ostriches that are not at max hearts yet. Actually, one of my dinosaurs isn't either. That takes 4 hours to process. So if I wait, I can be done with it, but and I will be waiting because I'm trying to get these as well. Let's check the fruit bat cave while I'm standing around here. Well, if I was at the point where I didn't have the trees, that would be more than enough pomegranates for everything. I also got apricot, apple, orange, peach. So yeah, that would be real great for the community center early on. And instead, I found myself preparing to sell all of that. It's a lot of pomegranates. I ain't giving up, but it's okay. I don't need them for gifts, because like, everyone who likes most of the gifts is at max hearts. And if I need it for a quest for some reason, then I get now more than one every single day. In perpetuity. And eventually those will be higher quality too, so. The fruit bat caves is an occasional source of a little bit of extra money. And that's basically it. At this point of the playthrough. Early on it can be fantastic to get you a little bit easier artisan bundle and possibly enchanters and fodder bundle, but you need 3 apples, so I would plant that tree anyway. I was wondering how many mixies I would get out of this batch of ancient fruit. So far, just one time, but we'll see. See how the rest goes. We're almost 3 hours in, but I will play an additional day because my uh, since I made tea during the break was a little longer than usual. Let's get the other wool in there. And I have one more ancient fruit in my inventory right now. Let's see what I get. I have time. It's okay. 508 total energy. So we ended up with 89 more ancient seeds. Which brings our total in waiting up to 117. Which means I would need less than 600. Less than 600 starfruit. Alright. Still don't want to pass that if I don't have to. Another achievement was completed. What achievement did we complete, I wonder? I don't already know. Monoculture. You get that for shipping 300 of a particular crop. And the crop that I shipped my 300th of is ancient fruit. I'd like to complete polyculture this year, but I won't. Because I haven't grown any strawberries yet. Okay, so we have 117 jade, which is more than enough to get all the staircases I would need to get down to floor 100 today. Or, that's tomorrow. Never mind. Today is Saturday. I got the Blessing of Speed, which gives me a full day plus 0.5 speed boost. Which always feels good. anytime that you can move just a little bit faster. I'm extolling the virtues of moving faster in this game, and yet I have both coffee and green tea in my inventory that would both speed me up, and I never touch it. The uh, hot peppers are ready, and thanks to the iridium scythe, I can harvest those real quick. The iridium scythe is over time going to save me a significant amount of time. It will just add up to real-time savings very quickly. What do I want to do today since I don't go to the mines? I'll probably go to the volcano instead. But let's remember to take care of my animals today. I went through the trouble of buying 400 hay for them, but I can't remember to pet them. Please. I'm extremely disappointed in myself. Maybe I should pop over to Clint and get him to start upgrading a tool to iridium as well, since I got a nice amount of money back. No. I'll wait. I'll wait. I want the dining room. That's 150,000. So I did get another ostrich egg today. It is regular quality, which means the mayo I get from it will also be regular quality, but I'm still getting 10 mayo from it. Definitely worth it. There's not a lot of grass outside for them to eat, but they'll be able to eat a little bit of it and save me some time. There are pineapples that were a day away from finishing. My trips to the island will be sporadic enough that eventually these will line up. Basically, the main island uh, thing I have left still to take care of is the magma sprites. I got a dragon tooth early, which means if any more are dropped, they will not go into the lava. Fat me sprite. There's a treasure chest on this floor. I would like to, if I can manage, get over to that. Take you out and then grab the magma cap before you blow up and get rid of it. I traded in my magma caps for more pineapple seeds, so I need to build those back up. Now I've got enough pineapple growing that I just trade in, or I just do the speed maker, but to get started, I use magma caps. A bunch of taro tuber. If Caroline does ask for taro, I will try to do it. Just at this point, I would prefer she asks for strawberries. Or pineapples, rather. Two of them came from off the screen towards me. The one that was already here is just sitting there. Come, let me kill you. Yeah, that's a invitation you're likely to respond to. I get an RSVP card in the mail saying, respond yes to your execution. I'm not going to respond yes. Though if I received a card like that, I'd be interested if the option to add a +1 would be included. And would your +1 be safe? Or in any case, I do kind of wish there was a way. I I'm good with going to the Adventurers Guild to getting your rewards for slaying monsters, but I kind of wish there was a way to check how many you've done without going out there. If that was something you could call them about on the phone, then the magma sprite should be the first one I clear out, because completing the magma sprite goal gives you Marlin's number, which allows you to use the item recovery service if you don't want to hike out to the Adventurers Guild. Come on down. You're the next contestant on Time to Die. I'm pretty sure Monster Musk works in the volcano, but I don't imagine that I would actually use it here. Alright, we made it to floor 5 relatively quickly. You know there's a gold magma cap in that gadget. There is every time. Duolingo gave me a notification, but I promise I did my lessons today. Ah, I'm at number 1 in my league. Well, I did move down last week, so I'm not surprised that I'm in top position this week. Now, I never advanced to the top league in Duolingo because in the league above where I am, all the people who get promoted are people who are paying for Super Duolingo, and therefore I have no energy restrictions. I take my time with my lessons and don't do too many a day to make sure that I retain everything I'm learning about the language. and that means that I don't need infinite energy to do what I want to do each day to make sure that I stay good. So, no, I'm not going to pay. I have unlimited energy right now because they gave me like a free month because I haven't missed a day in 174 days. Saying it that way makes it sound like I've missed a day. I have not missed a day. I started learning Ukrainian 174 days ago, and I have not missed a lesson. And for the most part, I try to stay away from uh, Duolingo can help you learn the language, but uh, there's a significant amount of gamification to it, and I try to stay away from those elements because they just distract from actually learning. Looks like we're probably gonna make it all the way through today. This one's not open yet. There's a treasure chest behind it. Okay, sap is least value. Then I would say it's the white algae. And I would say it's cave carrots because there's a jade on this floor that I want to grab. I did not step on this switch, so let's do that. Opens up another one on the left. I have enough open that I can go up all the way over here. I don't need golden coconuts anymore. I was able to grab the jade through the uh, wall since I have enough magnification to do so. Not magnification, magnetism is the word I'm looking for. Uh, Another 5 pineapple seeds, which just makes me happy that I went around to grab that chest. Going to be reaching the top in just a moment here. No additional buttons to step on except for the one right in front of the door. We're back at the forge. No monkeys hanging out today in the lava. And reaching the forge doesn't have a lot of allure to me as, you know, I have the mini forge at home. I don't know. I don't believe the enemies respawn until tomorrow. There was a lava lurk on the first floor because I didn't kill it before. But I don't think I'm going to get more magma sprites by hanging around. So let's return to the farm and come over to our handy obelisk. More poem. And get things like stone out of my inventory. The things that I put in this chest so that I can grab row. Sell the row. And like I said, I will do an additional day today, so this will not be my last day, but tomorrow will be. bunch of seeds. I did get 1 dragon's tooth today. I'm back up to 6. Mammoth geodes. I'll actually store some pineapples because I do need some for cooking. I have over 100 cinder shards, so if I want to start combining rings, I can certainly do that. Because I cleared up some grass on the right, makes it harder for truffles to hide over there. She found one when I was cutting the grass. Okay, I've got a couple pineapples. I'm going to make my wine day Mondays. I don't want it to be on Sundays because if I need to do a staircase aided skull cavern run, it would probably be Sunday. I didn't want it to be the same day as the greenhouse is ready. So, just wait on it a little bit longer. It'll all be okay. I do have to do one thing before I go to the desert today, and that will be buying radish. The radish will be done today. Of course, this will be a... Was I shy when you first met? Something to think about now that we've come so far. Here's your emerald and a kiss. This will still be a longer stream than usual, but it won't seem as much longer on YouTube because while I won't remember to do it right away, at some point I will cut out the break for the YouTube archive. There's no sure you can skip past it on YouTube, but there's no reason to leave it in, typically. Oh, I got the blessing of the butterfly. A prismatic butterfly is somewhere in the valley. I was kind of hoping I wouldn't get that one on the day where I planned to go to the Skull Caverns. So, somewhere in the valley, there's a prismatic butterfly, as it said. If you find that butterfly and touch it, you get gold and a chance of getting a prismatic shard. The amount of gold you get is... And I want to make sure I say it correctly, because I hate giving wrong information. The blessing of the butterfly gives you an amount of gold equal to 0.5% of the player's total earnings so far. However, the amount cannot be less than 100 and cannot be greater than 50,000. There's also a chance equal to 0.05 plus your daily luck that it will also drop a prismatic shard. It cannot be on rainy days or festival days. So, 0.5%. My total earnings right now are 2 million. Hey, we get another math segment today. So, 2,672,549 are my total earnings. 0.05% of that, that's 5%. 0.05% of that. 0.5%, which means 0.00. 0.5. That would be... Yes, this is correct. So I would get about 13,000 G if I find it. That is not a small amount. So I would like to find it, but at the same time, I don't want to spend the time to find it, but I'm going to because uh, key quests will come around again. I need the gems for recipes, but I've been waiting for the butterfly, and I would like to show it, so I will. So the radishes are done today. The honey is ready today, but poppies will be ready tomorrow. So I'm going to leave the honey for today and get it when it's boosted tomorrow. One day is a good enough reason to wait. Uh, Trim that back a little bit. So the butterfly cannot spawn on your farm. It also does not spawn at the train stop uh, or anywhere near the spa, but it can spawn pretty much anywhere else. I will do a systematic search. It goes away at 5 p.m., but if at 5 p.m. you're already in the area where it spawns, it will stay until you find it. So we are going to grab a carrot, feed that carrot to Moon, and hop on. So we're a little bit faster. First, I will check the backwoods, and I see butterflies, but not a prismatic one. It doesn't look like it's down by the tunnel either. I do not have to check up near the train station I used to, but I double checked and found out that it cannot be up there. So I will ride through the mountains. I will take a peek into the quarry as far as my horse can take me. I'm on PC. What am I doing? I can zoom way out and see the entire map at once. I'm so used to doing it on Switch. I've only done a couple playthroughs of 1.6 on PC since it was released, and never with a monitor with this high resolution. I've never been able to zoom out this far in a playthrough before. So it's nowhere up in the area where the community center is. I can plainly see that. I could see up to the bookseller when I was coming on my way down, so I know it's not over there. And I'm not seeing it anywhere in the main section of town either. So that means next is down to the beach. It can also spawn on the beach. Oh, I see it. Up here. So it gives me the gold immediately. I did not get the chance for the prismatic shard, but it is a very small chance. Well, that didn't take me nearly as long as I thought it would. I think I can still go to the Skull Caverns today. Those carrots really do matter on the horse, huh? Let us buy 39 more radish. So I sold the extra one. Because I said that I would never remember the additional seed, I'll remember that I would have had an additional seed every time. That's just the way things work. I did not open up to let my animals out. I'll at least let the barn animals out so I can get truffles. Let's plant our radish. There are several things I'm interested in buying, so I won't be getting the desert obelisk for a while. I'm going to go ahead and leave behind basically everything except for my jade. I don't really care about boosting my luck with spicy eel or the stick staircases I already have or bombs. I just want to staircase down as fast as I can. What's my daily luck today, by the way? Is it good? It is not. The slot machines in the casino are based on daily luck. If my luck was good today, I was going to go back and have my revenge and get the final rare crow, but if the spirits are displeased, I'd probably be spending more money on calico coins than I want to. Well, the amount I want to spend on calico coins is nothing, but I have to start somewhere. Alright, so all of the Skull Cavern Monster Slayer goals are complete. So, even if I find myself on a prehistoric floor, for example, I can just skip it. There's always a chance that as I'm going down, a unscrupulous serpent will be right there waiting for me. That's where I'm most likely to take damage today. If there's an iridium ore right by the staircase, of course I will grab it. A lucky ring is equipped. I have 2 lucky rings. One is at home. But I wanted to make sure I had at least one equipped. That slightly lessens the uh, bad luck today. Ladders on this floor only. But got life elixirs, which I can't use until I reach floor 100, but I'm going to carefully try and sneak around them. I did take some damage, but the fairy box will help with that. Save myself 2 staircases on the way down, why don't I? Especially if I'm going to use staircases on the floors where I know that there's a staircase at the end. Then I should make sure that if I see a staircase sitting out, I should take it. I believe I missed one freebie already, not counting these floors. I was trying to drink coffee and then I remembered that, of course, I can't eat or drink anything in here right now. On days where you cannot eat or drink in the Skull Cavern, it is advisable that you go ahead and eat anything that gives you buffs before you step inside. Because while you can't eat once you come inside, any buffs you got outside from eating will still have their normal duration. There's a ladder on that floor that I ignored. There's iridium ore right there that I didn't take. Man, if I had brought a bomb, I would get all 3 of these very quickly. Because I'm past 450, that means iridium bats spawn. And of course, when you can't heal yourself normally, an iridium bat can certainly ruin your day. Because I'm skipping so much other iridium, I wanted to get the 3 that I saw right there. I also had no problem slaying the iridium bat because it could have dropped a mega bomb. And we'll get that iridium. Taking the time to get that iridium allowed me to see the ladders that I didn't see before. There was a freebie there, but I was scared of the serpent. That one I was just careless. I don't like those double track floors. Even if they do have ladders at the end of them, they always feel a little bit more dangerous to me. I'll get a couple of the ore here. That was a gem node, not a mystic stone though. The serpents are faster than me without speed boosts. I'm not too hurt, and I still have plenty of time, so I'm stopping to break a little bit more iridium now. Okay, that's enough. Don't want to get too close to the mummies. We're on floor 97 now, so sure, cataclysmic events can occur, but alright, we reached floor 100. I won't use any more staircases today. We got cactus seeds for our floor 100 guaranteed chest. We only got one treasure for the rest of the cavern. But we can at least try and make sure that we leave here with a significant amount of iridium. We're not to significant numbers yet, but we'll get there. Can I craft bombs? Do I have materials? I do not. But there is a vein right there. I can craft one and use it to get those 4. Got a prizzy. Got another prizzy. Luck will not be on my side, my butt. I just got 2 prismatic shards. In fact, I'm so emboldened, I'll get the iridium ore that is guarded by bats. Despite a serpent showing up to join the party too. Okay, I'm tempting fate, but I can eat and heal now. And it is only a level 1 fairy. When I get the strongest weapon and can take serpents out in 1 fewer hit, I will be very happy. I see 3 more iridium over here. Now who knows if there may be a treasure floor in the next few, but I will still take the drop shaft anyway. It won't take you past a guaranteed treasure floor, 100, 200, and so on. but random ones it will. Or maybe it's only the first trip that a drop shaft is guaranteed not to take you past level 100. Maybe it does on subsequent trips. I'll find that out and mention it sometime. I didn't mention it, but we did see the notification that I got key gems when I reached floor 100. Now that we're on floor, 107, the monsters that swarm are probably going to be bats. Iridium bats. That's a rock crab if I've ever seen one. Can you leave me alone for a moment, please? Challenge runners everywhere just screamed that I got a battery pack from a iridium bat when I didn't need it. Another Prizzy. Shame I didn't have the key quest to get 4 prismatic shards and donate them. I'm almost there. I'm not going to go down there for that one. Especially with the fog coming in. The museum is complete, but I don't mind getting more Omni Geodes and trade them in for the color changing turban. Give me the sap. Be ready to move. That Mommy will be free as soon as I break the... I do not have a farm warp totem. And obviously I don't have the return scepter. My total earnings are 2.6 million. How would I have bought a 2 million G item? Because if I had not spent enough of that 2 million, I wouldn't have made it yet. Gotta spend money to make money. Sad but true. I think I'll leave here. That's enough. It's not a new record. My record is 121, but I got over 100 iridium ore, 177. I got 3 prismatic shards. I made it deep enough to get my key gems. I think that's a acceptable Skull Cavern dive to end my stream on. My inventory is full, but I'll still try and pan. I got bone fragments, which I already had in my inventory, so I don't have to trash anything, but I do want to trash the steel falcon anyway. I never bothered to go to the Adventurers Guild to sell extra weapons or rings. Rings just take up space in my dresser, and Loyal Horse Moon waiting for my return. Because I gave a carrot, that's why. So I was willing to wait this time. Let's get my inventory sorted. Having extra basilisk paws does not help me. Add those staircases there. I don't even know what to do with cactus seeds. I mean, I'm growing extra cactus on Switch because Sam's my husband. But anyway, that's the end of this stream. If you're watching live on Twitch or on YouTube, thank you for being here. Whether you chatted or lurked, I appreciate it. If you are watching the archive later on YouTube, thank you for checking it out. And I hope that however your day is going is progressing favorably for you. And I will see you in the next one.